Prologue: The Invitation to Freedom. Today, I am not here to talk to you about holding on. We live in a world obsessed with holding on to jobs, holding on to relationships, holding on to youth, holding on to control. Hands always closed, clenched, gripping. But when your hands are closed, they cannot receive anything new. They cannot caress, they cannot let go. Today, I want to talk to you about something far more powerful than holding on. I want to talk to you about the art of letting go. Because there is a truth that few people tell you. Peace is not found when you get everything you want. Peace is found when you let go of everything that weighs you down. And believe me, we all carry stones. Stones we call the past, stones we call resentment, stones we call the need for control. Look at your hands for a moment, right where you are. Open them. Look at them empty. Do you fear the emptiness? It's normal. We spend our lives filling that emptiness with things, with people, with memories, with guilt. But today, I want you to consider a different possibility, that emptiness is not a problem, but a space for freedom. This video is an invitation to let go. It's not easy, I know, because sometimes letting go hurts more than holding on, but it is the only path to a life that is not governed by the ghosts of yesterday or the anxiety of tomorrow. Today, we will walk together on the path of detachment, and we will do so hand in hand with the sages, psychologists, and philosophers who dedicated their lives to understanding why we cling and how we can finally be free. Part 1. The diagnosis. What are you carrying in your backpack? Before we learn to let go, we must do one fundamental thing. Look at what we are carrying in our backpack. Because sometimes we walk hunched over, exhausted, without realizing that the backpack is full of stones we no longer need. Viktor Frankl, the Austrian psychiatrist who survived the concentration camps, said a phrase that changed my life. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This means that what happened to you, the stimulus, has already occurred. You cannot change it, but what you do with it from now on, your response, that does depend on you. And in that space, in that small crack of freedom, is where the magic happens. The past, the ghost you visit every day. The past does not exist. Physically, it is not there. You cannot touch it. You cannot go back to it. And yet, we visit it constantly. We recreate it in our minds. We dwell on it. We embellish it. We suffer it all over again. Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." The past will not direct your life if you bring it to light, accept it, and decide that it no longer governs you. There is a huge difference between remembering the past and living in the past. Remembering is human. It helps us learn. Living in the past is a prison. And the worst of all, it is a prison whose door was never locked. Resentment, the poison you drink yourself. There is a phrase attributed to the Buddha and also to Nelson Mandela that says, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." It is so graphic, so true. When you hold a grudge, who does it hurt? You. The person you hurt probably doesn't even know, perhaps lives happily, perhaps doesn't even remember. And there you are, every day, pouring yourself a glass of poison and toasting to their misfortune. Resentment is, according to psychologists, the most useless emotion that exists, because it solves nothing, changes nothing, and only destroys the one who harbors it. Resentment keeps you tied to the person who hurt you. It makes you their willing prisoner. Every time you think of them, you give them a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your present. Control, the illusion that we can tame the river. And then there is control. The need to have everything tied down, everything planned, everything secure. Control is an illusion. Look around you. Can you control the weather? Can you control what others think of you? Can you control the exact moment of your death? No. The Stoic Epictetus explained it 2,000 years ago with astonishing clarity. Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire. Not within our power are body, property, reputation, position. And yet we spend our lives trying to control just what is not within our power, and we get frustrated, angry, depressed. Trying to control the uncontrollable is the perfect recipe for suffering. Part 2. The anatomy of resentment. Why we cling. Let's delve deeper into resentment because it is perhaps the heaviest burden of all. Why do we cling so much to it? Why, knowing it hurts us, is it so hard to let go? Dan O'Neill, a therapist with over 35 years' experience, explains that the word resentment comes from Latin and means to feel again. Resentment is that, feeling the same wound over and over again. It's like having a wound on your hand and scratching it constantly so it never heals. Resentment paradoxically gives us a sense of power. When we are angry, we feel strong. We feel we have the right. It's easier to be angry than to be sad. It's easier to blame than to accept. Resentment gives you an identity. I am the victim. They did this to me. It's not fair. But that identity is a trap, because as long as you are the victim, someone else has power over your life. As long as you blame, you depend on the other person changing for you to feel better. Judith Orloff, a psychiatrist from UCLA, says, "A resentment is a grudge that you harbor after you felt mistreated. It's easy to hold on to all the incidents that angered you, but is that the sour person you want to be? Instead, for emotional freedom, try to release resentments and let compassion purify them." And she adds something very powerful. Resentment affects your body. Science has shown it. Chronic bitterness keeps the body in a state of alert, increases blood pressure, weakens the immune system. It's not just a spiritual or emotional problem, it's a physical problem. You are poisoning yourself. Part 3. The first step, the conscious decision. If you have made it this far in this video, it is because something inside you wants to let go. Listen to that voice. It is the wisest voice of all. But there is something you must know. Letting go is a decision. It's not something that simply happens. It's not that one day you wake up and the past no longer hurts. It is a conscious choice that you have to make, sometimes over and over again, like choosing not to drink that poison every morning. Danielle Chesney, PsyDD, a clinical psychologist, says, "You may not have control over the situation or person, but you do have control over your actions. Make the choice to let it go and focus on healing yourself. Recreating situations in your mind only gives you a false sense of control. Embrace real power and decide how you live, rather than being a victim to someone else." That decision has a name: forgiveness. And here I want to be very clear. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is not justifying what they did. Forgiveness is not reconciliation. Sometimes it's not possible or advisable. Forgiveness is a personal liberation. Robert Enright, a pioneer in the scientific study of forgiveness, developed a 4-phase model that I want to share with you today. Phase 1, uncovering your anger. Recognize that you are angry, hurt. Don't deny it. Feel it. Write it. Say it out loud. This hurt me, and it still hurts. Phase 2, deciding to forgive. This is where you make the conscious decision. You realize that resentment is not helping you, and you decide that you deserve to live without it. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Phase 3, working on forgiveness. Try to understand the other person.
not justify them, but understand what was going on with them, what fears they had, what wounds they carried. This is not easy, but it humanizes the other and frees you. Phase 4. Discovering the release. Find meaning in what happened. See how you have grown, what you have learned, and finally, feel that peace that comes when you no longer carry that weight. Part 4. Practical tools for letting go. Theory is beautiful, but we need tools, things you can do today, now, when you finish this video. Here are 5 practical tools based on psychology and ancient wisdom. Tool 1. The empty chair exercise, Gestalt. Imagine that the person you hold a grudge against is sitting in an empty chair in front of you. For 5 minutes, tell them everything.
Part 5. Stoicism, the art of focusing on what matters. Let's talk now about the Stoics, those Greek and Roman philosophers who understood like no one else the art of living in peace amidst chaos. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations something we should engrave in our minds. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. What does that mean? That the only thing that truly belongs to us is our opinion about things, not the things themselves. If someone offends you, the offense is not in their words, but in the interpretation you make of them. If you let go of that interpretation, you let go of the offense. Epictetus, the slave philosopher, left us this gem. It's not what happens to you that affects you, but how you interpret what happens to you. This is incredibly liberating because it means that no matter what happens outside, inside you can always choose your response. Applied to the past, what happened to you was what it was, but the story you tell yourself about it, the meaning you give it, the weight you assign it, that you can change. And applied to control, the Stoics divided things into 2 categories, what depends on me and what does not depend on me. Do you want peace? Stop worrying about what does not depend on you. Take care of what does, your thoughts, your actions, your values. Part 6. Forgiveness towards oneself. There's a type of resentment we hardly talk about, but it is the most damaging. Resentment towards oneself. Perhaps it wasn't another who hurt you. Perhaps it was you. You made mistakes. You made bad decisions. You hurt someone. You weren't up to the task. And since then, you haven't forgiven yourself. Self-compassion, developed by Kristin Neff, teaches us that forgiving oneself is the most difficult but most necessary step. Neff says that self-compassion has 3 elements: self-kindness versus self-judgment, treating yourself with kindness instead of punishment, common humanity versus isolation, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes, that you are not alone, mindfulness versus over-identification, observing your mistake without letting it define you completely. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean justifying what you did. It means accepting that you did it, that you learned, and that you deserve to continue living without carrying that burden. The past cannot be changed. The future can. Jacques Philippe, a spiritual author, says, "Lack of forgiveness towards oneself is disguised pride. It is believing ourselves more important than life itself by not accepting that we can be forgiven and move on. If God, or the universe, or life, whatever you want to call it, forgives you, who are you not to do so?" Part 7. Living in the present, the only place where peace exists. We have reached the heart of this entire message, the present. The past no longer exists. The future does not yet exist. Only this moment exists, now. As you listen to me, as you breathe, this moment is all that is real. And yet, we spend our lives outside of it. Resentment takes us to the past. Anxiety takes us to the future.
Peace is in the present. Jon Kabat-Zinn, creator of the mindfulness-based stress reduction program, says, "Wherever you go, there you are." You cannot run away from yourself. You can change cities, partners, jobs, but if you don't learn to live in the present, you will carry your hell with you everywhere. Mindfulness teaches us to observe without judgment, to observe resentment when it appears without feeding it, to observe the need for control without acting on it, to observe the past without living in it. Practical exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath. Listen to the sounds around you. Feel your feet on the ground. This is the now. This is life. This is all you really have. Part 8. The Path of the Spiritual Warrior. Letting go is not for the weak. Letting go is for warriors. The true warrior is not the one who never falls, but the one who gets up. The true warrior is not the one who controls everything, but the one who accepts what comes. The true warrior is not the one who holds grudges to punish, but the one who lets go to be free. In Buddhism, there is a beautiful teaching. Clinging is suffering. The more you cling to something, the more you are afraid of losing it, and that fear robs you of your peace. The Dalai Lama says, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy yourself, practice compassion. And compassion begins with yourself. Letting go of the past, resentment, and control is an act of compassion towards yourself. It is telling yourself, I deserve to live in peace. I deserve not to carry this. I deserve to be free. Epilogue. The commitment. We have reached the end of this journey together, but your personal journey is just beginning. Today, I invite you to do something concrete, something that can change your life if you take it seriously. I want you to make a commitment to yourself. You can say it out loud now or write it later, but do it. Say, from today, I choose to let go. I let go of the past because it no longer exists. I let go of resentment because it poisons me. I let go of control because I don't have it. I choose to live in the present. I choose peace. I give it to myself because I deserve it. It won't be easy. There will be days when you cling again, days when resentment knocks on your door, days when you want to control everything, and that's okay. It's not about being perfect, it's about always returning to the path. Every time you realize you are carrying something that no longer serves you, breathe deeply and say, I let go, with love, with patience, with determination. Always remember, you are not your past, you are not your wounds, you are not your mistakes. You are the consciousness that observes all that and can choose to let it go. At Mindful Haven, that is our purpose, to remind you that peace is not in a distant place. It is within you, waiting for you to let go of everything that covers it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving yourself this time. If this video resonated with you, share it. Someone in your life needs to hear that they can let go. Someone needs this permission to be free. Breathe deeply, let go, and live. See you soon. Peace.